What's up everyone, Steve here again from RC Tanks and Trucks 24/7, and here we have another drone that's modelled exactly like the Dji Mavic. This time it's the Seafly Obtain. Bear in mind the box, it got abused from the shipping department. So this guy here has return to home, GPS, GLONASS, height hold, all that good stuff that you'd expect from a modern day drone. And yes, it also is brushless. It does have a 3-axis 1080p gimbal there and camera, so it'll be interesting to see how it performs, and definitely in later videos I will hook it up against the Dji Mavic here to see how it actually performs. So let's get inside and see what you get with this guy. Now it comes in two variants, bind and fly, which is $3.99, or ready to fly, which is this one, which includes a controller, which is $4.99. So link is in the description, go check it out if you want, but let's go see what we get inside. Nice little quick start manual, and this is all in English as well. It gives you everything you really need to know about the drone and how to fly it, so not going to go through that in much detail. Let's go see the other good stuff. Here is our power brick. Go get it out. Just a basic, it's got a proprietary plug here on the end. As you can see, there's a plug there, and it is an input 100 to 240 volt, which is fine. Output of 12.6 volt at 2.7 amps, so not too bad, not too slow. Here's our charging brick cable, wall adapter. Here's a battery here. It does have very similar DJI LEDs there, where you just push it once and it gives you a little bit of an LED readout of the battery, and the battery is of size 3,800 milliamp hour, which apparently it gives you roughly about 25 minutes flight time with this guy. Well, it says 26 to 28 minutes, but you know, in real world use, probably around about 20 minutes. So not bad. It seems to be a 3-cell LiPo at 3,800 milliamp hour. You also get a micro USB cable, 2 USB cable, spare props, just 2 of them. We have our controller here. Feels pretty nice to hand. It's got textured plastic on the sides where you grip. Not too bad. As it's a height hold or altitude hold, it obviously comes back. Here's our antennas. You just fold up, and we have a little mobile phone holder here, which you can increase in height, so you can put your different phone. There's no tablet holder for this. It's just for mobile phones. Now we have a few buttons here, as you can see, and switches, and let's go through some of these. So first up, we have a little toggle switch here, and A, as you can see there, altitude hold mode. That'll give you, you know, you can fly without GPS, but it will maintain the altitude. P there is just says P mode, which is GPS and location mode. So that'll fly a little bit slower, but it'll give you the GPS lock and altitude hold mode. S mode here is basically a flight mode, which will just give you like an orbit mode, so it spins around you, and you can adjust the actual diameter of the radius with the right stick here. Now this one here just says channel reservation, so you might be able to program that one. This one here is return to home. Takeoff and landing switch, on and off button, LED indicator there, video and photo switch, obviously your control sticks, antennas that fold up and out of the way, and this one in the manual says it's reserved as well, so maybe these can be programmed along with this one as well. Now this is a 3-axis gimbal you can adjust to look up and down just like the DJI's as well. Now this controller also includes a rechargeable battery, and this guy here is a 1-cell 3.7 volt 2,500 milliamp hour battery, so that's sweet. Just goes in here like that, plug it in, locked and loaded. There we go, green and red LED, that's on. And the way you charge it is you want to have the battery in there and use the micro USB cable that you have. Make sure it's in there, plug it in, and just put in a basic USB charger for your phone or your computer or something like that, because the standard charger doesn't have an accessory where you can plug a USB port in here anyway. Okay, lastly here is the drone itself. This looks so similar to the Mavic, it's unbelievable. Check that out. Obviously this is much bigger. It definitely doesn't feel as premium as this. Now please don't think that I want this over the Mavic. I'm just showing you because the Mavic is my favourite drone, definitely. It's just so funny when you see the similarities when these guys design the Mavic. Design these and look at the Mavic and think, yep, let's copy that guy. Okay, now this guy streams back to the FPV, well, through your phone, through the app, at 480p at 25 frames a second, and apparently it's got a maximum range of 1 kilometer. So we'll definitely test it out. The battery on this guy roughly lasts for about 120 minutes. I forgot to tell you guys, and its charging time is around about 180 minutes. So interesting stuff. We'll definitely have to see that later, but let's have a look at this guy. So as you can see, it does include brushless motors, pretty standard stuff here, and you have to fold it, front ones first, front arms, sorry, so they kind of lock into place, and then the bottom ones just like that, as you can see, and then they fold out in that direction, kind of like that. So yeah, let's fold out the Mavic and get that just so I can show you the similar size. Get that out, that one. As the Mavic, you don't need to do that additional step, but there we go. Let me get this camera back a little bit. So there we go, as you can see. Very similar, definitely in size just there. But what I might do later on, maybe in another video, this particular video I just want to unbox it and show you the differences or the similarities. I like to give it a little bit of a test next to the Mavic and show the difference in performance with hovering and all that kind of stuff. So that's how it sits with all the arms extended. It's got the similar style props, but these guys, it seemed to me, yeah, there's no twist on. You have to use an Allen key, sorry, to get in there and tighten those up. That's all there is. Don't seem to be any tools included, so you need to obviously have a set of Allen keys for this. Now it doesn't have any optical avoidance. That's one thing to take note of. Okay, here we have our 1080p camera, which can record full HD at 25 frames a second and take 2K photos. It's got this little gimbal guard. You just squeeze these out and pull that down, and there we have our gimbal. As you can see, 3-axis gimbal. I'm not too sure how it performs, so I'll have to reserve judgment to see the quality of it. But it is very similar and very small, just like the Mavic is as well. There's a 2, as you can see. Definitely got the design cues from the Mavic, that's for sure. Now this can take up to a 32 gig micro SD card, and that is just located under this little plastic door. Now on the belly here, that seems to be our sensor for the height hold. At this price point, at least it does have some safety features. So if it gets to low voltage or it loses contact with the receiver, it will return to home, which is pretty cool. And obviously that can be activated with the return to home button, or it'll just do that automatically. So that's pretty cool to see, and hopefully I can test that out later on. It does have some sheathing around the sheathing around the cables here, which is nice, around the front ones, which is obviously going to get the most strain over time. But the rear ones here, I've noticed, if I get the camera in, doesn't seem to have that as much. They just seem to be exposed. So I'm not too sure what's going on there. But the front ones definitely do. The rear ones don't seem to have it, that particular sheath on the cables. Underneath that aircraft LED here, it also does have a USB port. It's difficult to find out how to change from mode 1 to mode 2, because yeah, there is no real instructions on it, and not too sure what this is for. Obviously in the future to update firmware, but there is nothing online at the moment. Now I forgot to mention, it also does have like follow me mode, point of interest, and waypoints as well, so we'll have to certainly check that out later on in another video. So our battery just slides in the back side of this bad boy, just like that. Push that in there and it's locked. Just double check that. It's got your little LED sensor, like a battery checker there, and yeah, apparently it's got 23 minutes hover time and 43 kilometers an hour maximum speed, or what's that, 27 miles an hour. So that'll be pretty interesting. I forgot to mention that the sensor there in the camera is 5 megapixels. So to turn this guy on, you push once and hold, just like that. Whoa, there we go there. Pretty high-pitched sound there, but we'll definitely have to get it outside and give it its first little hover eventually. So that all stops. As you see at the back here, it does have aircraft notification LED, and also in the arms it has like an indication there, so you know which way it's actually going. When this guy's all bound up, obviously these lights should change, and in the little instruction manual you have a little cheat sheet here. As you can see, the front LED lights on the aircraft show the flight direction, and when it's switched on and ready to go, it'll be solid green. And this little back LED indicator here gives us a lot of information about the flight status of the craft. Solid blue color, system self-testing. As you can see, it just gives you everything. I'm not going to bother reading that. You can pause that if you like. But I want to try and get this outside and just give it its first flight, because I think that's all there is to show for this guy. You know, you have to just wait and see how it performs. It's got some vents here, obviously to try to keep it cool. But yeah, let's just see. I want to just get it up at least for this one video, see how it hovers. Just so I don't want to just give you a basic unboxing video. So let's get it all set up and let's take it outside quickly. Okay, let's just give this guy a quick little hover test and see how it flies. I've put the micro SD card, it goes under this little flappy. It's very difficult to get out without a little pry tool or like a razor blade. So just pop that out, put it in there, and you're ready to go. Now let's put it on the floor and see how it goes. Alright, now the basic process for starting this guy or preparing it for flight is you want to always put the controller on first. It's what it recommends. Simple as that. And you notice that there's a little light flashing. It gives you warning. It's because it wants you to start with all the switches in this up position. If you try to start in P mode, it gives you that warning. You can start it in there, but we'll just do it. It's saying you to go into A mode. There's A, P and S on the controller here. So put that in A mode, which is just the basic mode. It just says it's the A mode, and that's it. So that's all go. As you can see, you can hear it beeping away now. Now we'll turn on the drone. Same thing as a DJI, just one and then hold it. There you go there. Give it a couple of seconds to initialize. As you hear that, it's ready to rock and roll now. Now what we'll do to start it, it's got basic controls, you know, push in like that or push out like that, depends. But there we go, if you just push out to the edges, it will start up and you can hear it. There you go, winding away. Now you can also put it in P mode now, so it gives you GPS position, so it kind of wants to hold it there. Let's see how it goes. Basic stuff, just push up. Bring a little bit closer to the camera. Now I've noticed that it takes a little bit to get some satellites. So I'll put it into P mode, as you can see. There we go. Now if I bring a little bit closer, that's in the P mode, or which is like a satellite mode. Sorry if you can't hear me. But there you go. So I'm not touching anything, it's just doing that itself. So I haven't got the app up and running on my Android phone because it just wasn't really working. So I'm not sure how many satellites it's got, but there we go. So that's doing that by itself. I'm not touching the controller, as you can see. So let's try and bring it in the center of the frame. I've also got my memory card in there, so hopefully we can record some footage as well. So we'll let that just hover like that for a couple of seconds. I'm not touching it. It's a little bit breezy today. As you can see, it's rising up, it's rising, it's coming back down a little bit, come back down again. So I guess it's a pretty good test to see how it performs, because it is a little bit breezy today. So I'm not touching anything. There we go. Now I'll do a proper flight test later on, and I'll do a kind of a battery test alongside the Mavic, so we can see which one actually lasts longer. Yep, so obviously it's got nowhere near the capability as the DJI drones and stuff like that, where it just hovers there and it's locked into place. But it does have a 5 megapixel sensor in there. It does do 1080p footage at 25 frames a second. So let's try do some footage. Now I've just put it in auto mode again, or where it just wants to, it tries to keep the height, but it won't keep the position. So now if I put it back, this switch, there you go, it tries to lock back in. Not too bad. I guess, you know, the price is so much less than a Phantom or a DJI Mavic, so I wouldn't expect it to be exactly the same, but the design is exactly the same, so you'd want it kind of performing similar. Here we go. Bring it up a little bit for you. It does look extremely similar, that's for sure. So I just pushed short press on the camera button here, hopefully it took a picture. If I long press, hopefully it will take a video. Now, if I had the application, you'd be able to know if it was taking a video, but like I said, my phone wasn't really cooperating with the app, so let's just go for a little bit of a flight. It doesn't have any options to avoid it, so bear that in mind. I'll show the braking. While that off the throttle, so throttle, there's the braking there. It's just rising up. Let's go backwards, show the braking. Let off the sticks, and there we go. One thing I noticed, it's very touchy as well, so if you go down, it'll just land like that. So just bear that in mind. Start them back up again, and yeah, it's very touchy. You can see that it's got barometer hold, so it won't actually hold as good as the DJI products does, but that's full yaw rate. You can also adjust the gimbal here, you know, down and looking up as well, and it's also variable, so if you touch it a little bit, it'll go slow. And what I noticed, it also does, so it doesn't just go 90 degrees like horizon, it goes up as well. So if it's filming now, it should be looking up at the blades. Now let me just show you that. It's easier when I'm holding it. There we go. It goes all the way up like that. But yeah, let's get it back up quickly. Off we go. That's it. So I punched it up fully, and there's the altitude hold trying to do its thing. But it's in GPS mode, so it's trying to hold it there. So yeah, sweet. I guess that wraps it up for this video, guys. What I'll do later on, I'll do a comprehensive review, I guess, and I'll do a flight time test, see how long it actually hovers for. So any questions, let me know. I'll land this guy. So there we go. Any questions, please leave them down below. The link will be in the description as well if you want to go check it out. So thanks, guys. Steve here again from RC Tanks and Trucks 24/7. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.